The finance minister of Russia yesterday backed the weakening of the ruble as he feels real appreciation has hurt competitiveness and a weaker ruble would boost budget revenues. Today I'm joined on the line by Tsepliaeva, chief economist for Russia at BNP Paribas in Moscow. Well, Julia, how do you feel about what the minister said yesterday, and do you think this action would actually benefit the economy?
First of all, in my view, Mr. Sulanov raised this issue not because he really wants to see the ruble weaken. In my view, he would like to push the idea that the sovereign wealth funds, in particular the reserve fund, will get resources not at annual basis like we have at the current practice, but at a monthly basis. As a result, the Minister of Finance would like to win opportunity to convert ruble resources from the budget into hard currency to be stored and saved in the reserve fund itself and at the market. So his idea, in my view, was not directly to boost budget revenues, which is some auxiliary benefit, but to save more, to protect these savings from temptation to spend extra oil revenues on current expenditures. Speaking about ruble depreciation, how it could help the budget, indeed, with a very low foreign debt of the government, debt services which are linked to ruble-dollar exchange rate mainly are not that sizable. So benefits from ruble depreciation due to high oil and gas revenues will significantly offset potential losses on the back of higher interest expenditures. So the Minister of Finance estimated these revenues as 190 billion rubles to each 1 ruble per dollar depreciation of the ruble, and we tend to agree. Yes, it is quite significant. In my view, small depreciation, something like within 10%, will not be that interesting for an economic development, with minimum effect for economic acceleration. At the same time, it may provoke some re-dollarization of Russian economy, as people will not tolerantly accept sizable or even permanent devaluation of the ruble from, say, the current 31, 32 ruble per dollar to, say, 35 ruble per dollar.
And of course, there is a risk that inflation would become entrenched. Are you concerned for inflation at all?
Inflation may become the consequence of this. However, recently, impact from weaker ruble to inflation became smaller, which is good. Previously, the channels of impact was not only imports but also inflationary expectations. Now people are more used to have fluctuating ruble, and when economic agents see ruble about 35, say, for example, 35 ruble per dollar, they are not immediately react on this, but wait whether it is a new level for the ruble or it is just temporary depreciation of the ruble. As a result, impact on inflation is more lagged now, 3-4 months lag, not immediate like it was, say, at the beginning of year 2000. But and also it is a smaller. If we speak about whether it is worthwhile to provide more sizable devaluation to get more economic effect. In my view, even more sizable devaluation is unlikely to be that beneficial. It is not 1998 when ruble devaluation helped to crowd out imports goods and stimulate domestic production. Currently, production capacities are almost depleted. I mean, spare production capacities are almost depleted, and Russia needs much more investment to promote modernization and technological upgrade. We estimate imports of investment goods as 40% of imports, and sizable and permanent devaluation of the ruble would suppress this part of imports even quicker than imports of consumer goods. As a result, impact on economic growth could be very ambiguous.
And the IMF has said it believes a weaker ruble will not help the economy, and that Russia must focus on accelerating reforms rather than manipulating demand or the currency. Now, what type of actions do you think the central bank will actually be taking?
In my view, the idea to concentrate more on inflation target, which is the main idea and the main policy of the central bank, will remain dominating in Russia, and the ruble exchange rate will be something on the periphery of central bank attention. De facto, the central bank is more inclined to weaker ruble, but will not intervene massively to achieve this. At the same time, I expect the central bank to step in with interest rate policy to make it more aggressive. And generally speaking, whatever the IMF advises, monetary easing seems to be on horizon in my view. And this could make the ruble a little bit weaker, and probably already in July.
Great, thank you very much. Well, viewers, that is it for right now. But my colleague Natalie MacDonald today is looking at some UK data, so if this interests you, please have a look at her interview today. But for now, have a nice evening.